Hey everyone, it's Coolkid here, back for another One Piece chapter review, chapter 1061. And finally, we get the reveal for a character that we've been waiting for so long, for like so many years. And it's, well, I won't talk about that right now, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But yeah, dude, I just can't wait for this chapter, which I guess I'll just mention. For some reason, the official release came out like super early. Like it came out like, towards like the beginning of the day, which usually doesn't happen. Usually it happens like, somewhere, later on at the night, like sometime around, I would say, at least in my time zone, like 11 through 12 p.m. Maybe even 1 in the morning on the next day. But for some reason, it just came out like around, I don't know, somewhere between 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Like, I don't know why they released it that early. I don't know how the heck, I mean, really, dude, I just don't know, like, how the heck TCB is getting this stuff, like, the official so fast. Like, I don't know, hey, who knows, maybe by sometime next year, we could be even seeing the chapters earlier on, like, Wednesday or some shit. I don't know what's up with this, but hey man, actually I even did considered doing a chapter review earlier, but I was like, nah, I'll just do it whenever I usually do it. So yeah, there's that. Anything else I gotta say before starting the chapter review? Oh yeah, so okay, I do gotta mention this. So on the Runaway Warlords live streams for the live reaction for the chapter reviews. Last week was a little weird since the chapter released on Monday instead of Sunday officially. So this week, at least it looks like it's going back to its usual Sunday schedule. So I don't know what was up with that last week. It was just kind of weird, I guess. But yeah, our Runaway Warlords live stream will be at its, usual time at, let me just pull it up because I don't remember it off the top of my head, but yeah, our usual stream starts at 10 a.m. on Sunday. So, nothing too bad to worry about. So yeah, check that out. Even though when I'm on it, I've already read the chapter, but I get to see the Warlords' first live reaction chapter, them losing their shit, and us, discussing little things, and, even slightly affecting my opinion on some things. Like, honestly, things and theories I've came up with, I probably wouldn't came up with unless if it was for the Runaway Warlords and them coming up and me thinking about it. I'm like, oh yeah, that could make a lot of sense. So yeah, there's to that, but it's time to get started with the chapter review for One Piece chapter 1061. But, of course, as always, we must start with the cover page, with us continuing Germa 66 cover page story. Volume 19, Time to Escape. Nietzsche and Yonji are free! So, yeah, it literally is just the Vince Smokes plus, I guess, Caesar just flying away from, Whole Cake Island, and, yeah, that's really it. I don't know, I feel like I want to say more about this cover page, but it really is just that, and, I don't know. Like, I just want to say more, but it is what it is. You clearly see what it is. I don't know. I don't know what else am I really supposed to say about this cover page other than, well, I'm kind of actually curious how this cover page story will eventually end. I'm eventually curious about that, but I really got nothing else much to say about the cover page. So yeah, let's get into the actual chapter itself. So we continue from last time where Bonnie gets out of the water, and we got Luffy's like, wait a minute, who the heck is that? She just suddenly popped out of the water. Oh yeah, I should probably also mention that Luffy and Chopper got swept up by the wind. So yeah, Luffy freaking grabs Bonnie, and she's like, "Ooh, I'm safe, but wait a minute, where the heck did that monster go? Oh no, it's still below us." And meanwhile, everyone else on the ship's like, "Oh man, that's good. It looks like this girl seems safe," but I think she was trying to say something. I think she said to look down, and then literally we see this gigantic panel of the Sunny, and then right below them in the water, this gigantic shark that literally it looks like it could just bite the Sunny hull. And they're like, "Oh no, something scary's beneath us. Let's scram before it surfaces." And this gigantic shark, jumps out of the water, barely misses the Sunny. And the shark, if you look at it, it looks very mechanical, as Zoro says, like, "Yeah, what the hell is this thing? It's shark, it's way too big, and it seems like it's made out of metal." So yeah, it seems like it's made out of metal, and well, if you look at it, I guess like all throughout the chapter, it has very cartoony expressions to per se. So I definitely do think that's an interesting point, and I don't really see a lot of people mentioning that. That's, very, very interesting. But continuing on, after the Sunny barely dodges out of the way from being pinned down by this gigantic metal shark, everyone on the Sunny's like, "Okay guys, hold on tight, it's going to be a rough ride." And Jinbei's like, "God damn it." Luffy and the others are, still fell in the sea. "Frankie, take the helms. Steer the ship over to us." And he's like, "Got it." So we got Jinbei, ready to go into the water and rescue Luffy, Chopper, and Bonnie. And we see Frankie activate the keel attachment rabbit screw propeller. So yeah, right under the Sunny, it actually has a essentially a propeller to, move it. And I know the Sunny really still mostly uses the wind to move around, but in case if they don't have any wind or anything, like if they accidentally fall into the calm belt, I mean, you gotta have some kind of some way to move the ships without, wind. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, the Sunny starts to move while we got this shark, cartoony robot shark, just shooting off. Well, I guess seeking torpedoes. Yeah, and one of them just like freaking hits the Sunny, and it just completely falls over. Like, oh my god. I mean, I think the Sunny's alright, but like, damn, I don't think we've gotten really a direct hit on the Sunny. At least like, maybe we have. I don't remember. But yeah, the Sunny just gets freaking like knocked over, and like everyone else on the ship just gets knocked into the ocean. Meanwhile, we go to Jinbei, who's in the water. He's just getting Luffy, Chopper, and Bonnie. He grabs all of them, brings them up to the surface, and he notices something. He's like, "Wait a minute, that noise. It sounds like an explosion. I gotta hang on 3. We're heading up." And then he gets out. He gets up to the surface in the water. He notices this shark, and he's like, "Oh my, wow, tremendous current. Steering a ship in this is next to impossible." And he notices the shark, well, essentially, starts to shoot a cannon at them. And he's like, "Oh no, a cannon. Everyone, hold your breath, we're going to dive again." And yeah, all 3 of them are just like, and they dive under the water, just missing that explosion out of the way. And then suddenly we see, well, a mechanical giant robot go up against this mechanical shark. Which, okay, one thing I do have to admit, when I was first reading this chapter, I thought this was one of, like Frankie's, armors or battle suits or whatever, but it clearly, I think, it clearly isn't if you look at it closer, and it's very interesting. I do want to talk about this point later on, so put a pin at that, and it'll make sense when you finish the chapter. But we got this robot fighting down this gigantic metal robot with still everyone else on the sunny starting to sink. So yeah, that ends that scene there. I don't think there's particularly anything I want to talk about till like towards the end, because when we get to the end of the chapter, there will be stuff at the beginning I really want to talk about. So yeah, back to I guess not back to, but the next scene we go to an island nearby on G14 naval base, which is interesting. I don't think we've gone to a G base that's been in like the double digits. I know they've always been like in the single digit numbers, but kind of interesting, I guess. But at this G14 naval base, we got Tashigi's being like, okay, be good girls and boys, it's medicine time. And we got all the kids at Punk Hazard, taking their medicine to get better. And, actually, it is mentioned that these kids, especially the big ones, are actually, shrinking down. So at least it actually looks like, at least the kids are getting better and everything. But they're like, I'm only drinking this because Tsugi said so, but it's still yucky and everything. And she's like, oh, we're drinking white law on me. And she's like, yes, absolutely. I hardly recognize you, Mocha. And then we got this, new, Vice Admiral pop in, being like, Tashigi, kind of a second with you. So we get to meet a new Vice Admiral, which actually, I don't think we've met a new Vice Admiral in the story, not since, pre-time skip. So that's interesting. But we got Vice Admiral Doll, who's our new punk girl waifu. Because I've already seen plenty of people online already starting like, oh my god, it's new waifu time, it's new mommy, it's new, whatever. And you can watch those videos if you want to see some people go down bad. But we got Vice Admiral Doll say it's like, it's that past helmet. Can you do something about him? And Tashigi's like, I can't. His best friend's life is on the line. I'm worried about Captain Cody too. He's our junior as well after all. And then we go with Helmeppo with a new character we haven't seen, Hibara? I think that's how you say it. Yeah, we see this new character, Hibara, Navy HQ Commander, Sword Preferences. And also we find out that, Helmeppo is also part of Sword. So, very, very interesting. But we got Helmeppo being like, please, I beg you, we're on the same side. And Hibari's like, I second this here. I owe Kopi Senpai one. Come on. You have to let us on the pirate island. Come on, Prince, we need you. And then we see, Prince Groose, Navy HQ Rear Admiral Preferences Sword. So, actually, I don't know about this for sure, but I think we might have seen Prince Groose before. I can't remember off the top of my head, but his design definitely looks familiar. So we might have seen him before in the story, but I just don't remember him. We got a bunch of other, burly, tough-looking Marines and one lady behind him. And we got Prince being like, the pirate island! That's Emperor's Blackbeard's home turf. We'll be swarmed by pirates if we stick our nose into that beehive. That's why it's called Hachi Nosu. Which, I get beehive, get stung like bees. Yeah, I get it. But, Helmeppo's like, but Aegis is so close to us. Why can't we deploy a Seraph? And Prince Groose is like, are you crazy? Both of you have to calm down. At this moment, we can't even get a hold of Drake either. We're in no position to act foolish right now, okay? Is that clear, So, yeah, that scene there. So, I guess a couple of things I do want to talk about. I don't know if it is kind of somewhat important. Is one, we do see both Tashigi and Doll, but they don't have the sword proficiency. So I don't know if that. I think it's meant to be pretty clear that both Doll and Tashigi aren't a part of sword. They aren't a part of sword at all. While meanwhile, Himeppo, Hibari, Prince Cruz, and I'm pretty sure all the people that are behind Prince Cruz are probably a part of sword. I don't know if this interaction right here is supposed to be like something secret with sword or not. I mean, I feel like this is just Himeppo right now. He's like, come on guys, we gotta do it. We gotta get Kobe. We gotta do it right now. And I mean, I'm sure. I feel like this interaction isn't particularly hidden or, a sword-only reaction. So that would make sense why Doll right here is like, freaking Himeppo's making such noise. Can you just get rid of him? Tashigi and everything. But, yeah. I mean, at least, one thing I can say it's cool. We're finally getting, I guess, the reveal of new sword characters with, obviously, Himeppo, which, I have a feeling Himeppo, if Kobe was a part of sword, Himeppo was going to be. Also, interesting thing, we got, Navy HQ Lieutenant Commander, and then Presidency Sword, so I think that's just their, Navy rank. I don't know how ranks work in sword, so I am kind of curious how it's going to work in sword, because obviously you got characters like Drake who is a part of sword, who is Captain Drake. So I don't know if that's supposed to indicate any specific rank or anything, but interesting point to play out. And also, speaking of Drake, it mentioned that they can't contact Drake either. So very interesting point. I'm really kind of curious what the hell's happening with Drake, because the last time we saw him, it was when, God damn it, dude, I just was talking about this guy earlier, freaking Straw, dude, oh my god, why am I forgetting his goddamn name? But yeah, when he was dying, that the last time we saw Drake, I'm pretty sure Drake was fine, but that's really the last time we saw him. So I am kind of curious what the hell is happening to him. I don't know if he's captured right now. I doubt he's captured by Blackbeard. I doubt it. But I mean, maybe. I mean, there's definitely something up with that. I don't know what exactly specifically is going on with Drake, but I am really again curious about it. Heck, who knows? I mean, also they specifically mentioned Egghead Island. Ooh, maybe that. Well, it is the next island that the Straw Hats are going to, but I'll talk about that later. Put a pin to that. But anything else I really want to say before moving on with the chapter? Yeah. I'll just say this. Doll, punk rock girl, hell yeah for me. Double thumbs up. Jesus Christ. She might move on my One Piece waifu tier list just on design alone. So, yeah, man. She does look freaking... God, wait, actually, you know what? I'll just say this. Is she wearing a freaking, leather jacket, or is that just a shirt that she's ripped open? Because I don't know. In the one panel with all the children, we see her in the background. She looks like she's just wearing a shirt, but in the next panel, it kind of looks like one of those small short leather jackets. So I don't know what's up with that, but yeah. Also, color lipstick, nice. So yeah, let's move on to the actual chapter itself. So yeah, after that scene, we go to Luffy's group, who is currently hiding in a cave, drying off their clothes and everything, and we got Bonnie being like, how the heck do you not know who I am? I'm part of the worst generation, just like you guys. And then she's like, we're both on Saba Odi together. And Luffy's like, oh yeah, you were a part of it. She's like, don't forget we're enemies, but my name's Bonnie still. Thanks for saving my neck back there. And Luffy's like, don't sweat, but it's freaking cold. She's like, are you freaking seriously an emperor right now? And what's the deal with you and your wanted poster? I thought your hair turned white now. And they made quite a stir about it in the papers, And Luffy's like, oh yeah, that's how I look like when I'm totally free. And she's like, what the hell is that even supposed to mean? Anyway, aren't you worried about the rest of your crew? And Luffy's like, yeah, but I'm sure they'll figure out about it. I can't believe you got the Knight of the Sea with you, too. And she's like, not she. We got Jinbei being like, since we're on that subject, what the heck happened to your ship and your crew? And she's like, well, I came alone, and that metal monster back there gobbled up my ship. Speaking of that, I'm starving. Yeah, she's starving, and Luffy's like, oh yeah, dude, I could go and find a restaurant. I'm hungry too. And Chopper's like, wait a minute, Luffy, do you have any money on you? And Bonnie's like, oh my god, you boneheads don't get it, do you? You don't even have a clue. You're not going to find any food joints around here. It's a government island. Do I have to spell out everything for you? We're on Egghead Island. The island said to be 500 years in the future. It's Vegapunk's research lab here. And we get an outside view of the island with it. Kind of, honestly, I don't know if it's just me, but it has like palm trees everywhere, and I guess from the little bit of the island we see like essentially a cracked egg on top of the island, which is probably why it's called Egghead Island. But yeah, I don't know. Egghead Island is just, I don't know. That name is trying to make me think of like a bunch of Sonic references that I should just shove in the video, but I'm probably not going to do so. But yeah, at least the island looks very interesting. I do want to mention that, I don't know, I don't know if it's the surrounding the island, but with the palm trees and everything, the island looks kind of tropical. I mean, I don't know if the island still itself is like winter and cold and everything, but it would be very interesting that if the island itself is, essentially like a summer paradise, and the surrounding area is like a winter cold island, which I do got a theory on that, but I want to talk about that later on, and we're almost done with the chapter and everything, so yeah. Then next we go back to the Sunny, which is currently being carried by that giant robot that we saw earlier, which actually we do get to see a pretty clear picture of this giant robot now, with it having number 12, and also it has Vega Force, I think, ran on it. I'm not sure. I think that's what it says. But yeah, obviously all the other Straw Hats looked worried about it. Well, except for Frankie and Usopp being like, oh my god, a giant robot! So yeah, both of them are excited. Oh yeah, Caribou's there. You can't forget about Caribou, right? He's still there, so you can't forget about it. But then suddenly the cockpit opens and we see a mysterious girl come out. And she's like, this won't do. This won't do at all. It's another failure. I wonder why, though. Perhaps overriding primal desires is just simply impossible. Which, interesting point, we got some author's note that says this mysterious woman's talking like an old person. So, interesting point. Interesting. I'll get back to that later. But, yeah, she's like, utterly how vexing. And then Frankie's like, well, thanks for saving us, whoever you are. And she's like, I ordered that mechanical shark to scout, report, and fire, but it keeps trying to eat ships. There won't be anything left to salvage if I let him. I must have bludgeoned the programming. And she's like, Forgive me, did you say that I save you? Oh, you naive pirates. I work for the government despite my mediocrity. They like to call me their scientific genius. We finally get to see this, mysterious woman in full, and she's like, you can just call me Dr. Vegapunk. And the chapter ends. And oh my god. Dude, finally we get to meet Vegapunk. And she's a waifu! Well, maybe that's up for debate, but yeah. Vegapunk's a waifu! So, you know what, yeah, since I'm here, I'm just going to start discussing about Vegapunk. Vegapunk. Right here, as we see one honestly, you know what? I'll just say this: Vegapunk. We see her with from what looks like a full body suit. Big leather jacket. Actually, no. For a second, I thought it was covering her hands, but no. She just had gloves on too. But yeah, she has a big leather jacket on, and honestly, I don't know. With her design, with the little, I want to say it's like the little earpiece, I guess. I wouldn't call it headphones, but it definitely looks like an earpiece. It kind of reminds me of Uta, honestly. I don't know. Vegapunk kind of reminds me of Uta, just design-wise, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's intentional or not, or, I mean, maybe it's because, like, Oda recently designed Uta, and, he probably just has that on mind, so, similarities there, or maybe Vegapunk could be Uta's mom. I don't know. I don't know what's up with that, but yeah, waifu Vegapunk. Also, interesting thing, she has Punk number 2 written on her, so that's an interesting point. So the question is, who the heck is this really Vegapunk? Yes, no. Maybe. Okay. So for me to explain because I'm thinking about all the possibilities here. Who could Vegapunk or what this could actually be? One, she could be like a freaking, I don't know, an android, like in Dragon Ball Z. Well, not exactly. Well, how do I think about it? Yeah, I mean, that's not another possibility. This Vegapunk could be an android like in Dragon Ball Z, even though they're technically cyborgs. I mean, this definitely could be it. I mean, Vegapunk could have literally grown a new body, because I'm sure it's pretty clear that obviously the Seraphs are clones of the warlords and everything. So for Vegapunk to just essentially grow a new body, sexier body maybe, would be out of possibility. So there's to that. I've also heard people just think she's just straight up, this is just a robot, and like the headphone is literally like a signal indicator, and like Vegapunk's actually right now just, in his lab or whatever. There's to that. I also heard the theory that she could also be, she's Dr. Vegapunk, but not the Dr. Vegapunk that we're thinking about. Maybe she's her, Vegapunk's daughter or granddaughter, or actually, I don't know. We know Vegapunk's age. I don't think we've ever gotten like a specific timeline. Not even the Frankie, in between the time skip, like even, while Frankie was learning about Vegapunk's research. I don't think we've ever really gotten a timeline on things, like how long ago that was. So, I mean, maybe we had, or I just forgotten, but very, very interesting point. So, I mean, who knows? Vegapunk's always been referred to an old man, and, maybe, Vegapunk is the last name, and even though she is technically Dr. Vegapunk, she's not she's not the Dr. Vegapunk, the real one in charge of everything. Maybe she works as a doctor, helps him, do all the science and robotics and whatever, but is not the, main one in charge with the world government and everything. Maybe for that, or maybe. Well, I mean, okay, just to stop right there. So with the robots, while I think it actually makes a lot of sense. Remember when I said earlier, the that giant robot kind of reminds me of, you know, maybe one of Frankie's battle armors or whatever. I think it makes a lot of sense because remember, because Frankie in between the time skip was studying all of you know, Vegapunk's like old you know, robots and research and all that kind of deal. So it would make sense that, you know, obviously this is much more of an evolution. It looks differently, but Frankie has taken some inspiration somewhere. So obviously it makes perfect sense to me. Also the fact that, well, as I said earlier, that the shark looks very cartoony, or not cartoony, but has very cartoony actions. I do wonder if that has a connection to Luffy's Devil Fruit, if you know, she is researching it, or even actually it even brings up into question, you know, because we never really found out about like you know, because Vegapunk before this was always referred to an old man. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like that would confirm that the actual Vegapunk is an old man, and even if this is a robot or cyborg, which, you know, her having a old man like speech would make sense for that. But you know, it could just easily be her, you know, picking up the talking style of her, you know, papa or grandfather or whoever. I mean, we just don't know. I mean, we don't know exactly the connection, but I at least feel like, I don't know, if I had to guess, I think she might be her, the granddaughter of Vegapunk. I mean, you know, Vegapunk is a last name. Actually, I wonder what it is, because we never found out the full name of Vegapunk. But yeah, this whole arc is about Vegapunk. The Egghead Island? Yeah, I guess so. The Egghead Island arc is going to be all about Vegapunk. And the thing to that is, I remember in SBS, I don't remember which SBS it was, but a long time ago, Oda said in SBS, he's like, okay, whenever we finally get to Vegapunk, it's going to appear in the story, he'll explain all about Devil Fruits and, you know, the hidden secret and whatever and everything. I remember that clearly, so I just can't wait for that. Because I can't wait for later in this arc where we finally find out the secret, the real truth about Devil Fruits. Do they have devils? Do they have souls? What's exactly up with Devil Fruits? And, you know, how do they exactly work? And, you know, obviously Vegapunk has, I'm pretty sure, almost completely cracked it through and everything. God, dude, I am just so excited for that information breakdown, which also, I guess, that's meaning that, let's see, Prince Gruz, Helmeppo, Hibari, Tashigi, and Doll are all going to make their reappearance in the story, and probably going to play, probably like a decent part, and they'll probably be at Egghead Island, at least fair to say. I mean, it's always nice to get to see Tashigi, and I mean, dude, I can't wait for Smoker to be back in the story. God, yeah. I mean, you know, I mean, just, oh, what else am I trying to say? But, yeah, dude, man, it's just really cool. I mean, I guess it would make sense the next island would be, you know, an important island with, Vegapunk. And, oh yeah, Dan mentioned, I don't know if I forgot to mention this, but, yeah, she, you know, we got Bonnie, who does mention that, well, she has some important, she came along for some important information about Vegapunk. So I think that obviously makes a lot of sense. She obviously wants to go after Vegapunk with everything with Kuma. And I think her being specifically in this arc where they meet the Straw Hats actually makes a lot of sense. You know, dude, man, I can't wait. I'm just thinking about all the freaking cool-ass possibilities and whatever will happen in this new arc. And I mean, the island looks definitely pretty cool and interesting. God, I don't know what else to say other than man, I just can't wait for all the crazy ass possibilities that Miss Vegapunk will do. Actually, I am kind of curious because I do remember a while back that Rogers Base did make an art contest for like the design of Vegapunk. So I actually do wonder if, if anyone got pretty close to her supposed design. I do wonder. Because I think, it's been a while since I watched that video, but I'm pretty sure I did see like a couple of girl Vegapunks in that art contest. But either way, just, very, very interesting. I don't know what else specifically I should say about this. I mean, it is interesting that we see the Sunny get like directly hit, but it's perfectly fine. I mean, it's made of atom wood, so of course it would be just perfectly fine, perfectly okay. What else should I say? I mean, I'm still probably on the consensus that the real Vegapunk is an old man, or actually, you know what? I just thought about this off the top of my head. What if the real Vegapunk is the original one is dead? I mean, he literally could be so old that he's dead right now, and she's the one left in charge. That would be very interesting. I think that's definitely an interesting and curious idea to put out. I'm just honestly I'm just trying to think of all of these possibilities. I mean, the question is, either way, is she going to be an antagonistic force later down the line? Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. I think that goes into the theory of, do you believe Vegapunk is working for the world government or is secretly an agent for the revolutionaries? That goes into what you think there. But I think initially she's going to be, I wouldn't say somewhat of an antagonistic force, but I think right now she's not going to be like, okay guys, time for my giant robot to flip the kill switch on your ship. Maybe. I don't know. But I guess that's really it. How much time did I record? Oh damn, I did. It was definitely a lot shorter than last chapter review. I think last chapter review had a lot more things for me to just discuss and talk about, and while I'm way more excited in the future about this chapter and all the possibilities with Dr. Vegapunk and waifu number 1. Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, we got Vegapunk waifu number 1, Hibari. It looks kind of cute, decently cute. And then we got Doll. So 3 new waifus. Dude, I just can't wait for where the hell Vegapunk, maybe the real Vegapunk, or even if this is the real Vegapunk, I just can't wait for any of the Vegapunks, even waifu or not, to see them do something. And also, generally excited to see more of Tashigi. I like Tashigi. So, and it's always nice to get Tashigi more in the story, and, finding out more members about Sword. Always excited for that. And also, the serums. Yeah, I wonder, maybe... I would actually be interested if, saying the Straw Hats first interact with some of the Ceros. Very, very, very interesting. Yeah, I would be definitely really curious about that. But I guess that's really it for my chapter review. So like, comment, subscribe. I'm recently uploading some Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Nuzlocke episodes that I should probably upload months ago, but you know how I am. That's just kind of how I am. So there's to that. I don't know. What else? What else can I think to say before ending this video? I don't really got much else to say. I do gotta say that I haven't actually been streaming the last couple of days or week or so because my internet just got so freaking slow. I think it's starting to go back up, so I might start streaming again soon. So probably stay in tune for my Twitch channel. Link in the description below. There's to that. So yeah, anything else like really specific off the top of my mind I want to do, and you guys can check out the video description. Check out my description, links, whatever. Yeah. So I guess I'll end this there. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time when well, we find out the true nature of Vegapunk or Punk number 2. See ya. Woo! Woo! Yeah, boy. Oh, actually, you know what? I just thought of something. Maybe this Vegapunk number 2 could also be well, essentially a what's the word I'm looking for? I should have probably said this in the video, but maybe she's also an android. I mean, because like the thing is, all these cyborgs and robots, they always have numbers attached to it. So maybe even if she is the daughter of Vegapunk, she could be still a cyborg. I think that's a fair chance. Yeah, I don't know why I never mentioned that in the video. Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Oh no! God damn it! I knocked over my Sunny. Let me just no. Actually, you know what? For that section earlier in the video where I was talking about how the ship almost got in hole by that mechanical shark, I should have totally taken out. Well, I don't have the Sunny. It's the Mary. Sorry for I know people are going to probably be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you confused the Sunny with the Mary." Sorry, guys. I'm just so sorry. I think I should end this, okay? We've gone on long enough.